morning, everyone. Please be seated. Welcome to the Spring 2022 Commencement Ceremony of Allegany College of Maryland. I'm Cynthia Bambara, President of the college. It is a privilege and honor to extend my sincere congratulations to you, the graduates of the class of 2022. And isn't it great to be here in person and not over a computer screen? Let's give a... It is a pleasure to see so many of you here this morning to celebrate the success of our students. So please join me in recognizing all of their educational accomplishments with a warm round of applause. Graduates, you are among 256 individuals who have completed the requirements for 265 associate's degrees and 38 certificates awarded this spring. At Allegany College of Maryland, our primary goal is to assist our students in meeting their academic aspirations. Their academic success is our success. Graduates, we know we have successfully met this goal when you earn your ACM degree or certificate. So today, you make all of us so very proud as we celebrate you at this graduation. Many of you completed all or part of your studies amidst a global pandemic. You were forced to expect the unexpected, conquer many obstacles, and find new opportunities. This experience reminds us of your incredible perseverance, adaptability, and resilience. This ceremony celebrates your past academic accomplishments. It is also a time to look forward toward a future of hope and excitement as you begin your career or continue your educational journey. Graduates, you are our shining stars of our community, of our nation, and of our world. You are the future. As you begin your journey as a graduate of ACM, I share with you some advice from former Apple CEO Steve Jobs. Your work is going to fill a large part of your life, and the only way to truly be satisfied is to do what you believe is great work. And the only way to do great work is to love what you do. If you haven't found it yet, keep looking. He adds, have the courage to follow your heart and intuition. They somehow already know what you truly want to become. Everything else is secondary. Graduates, I encourage you to follow your heart and your intuition to find what you believe is great work and to always love what you do. Again, congratulations, graduates. At this time, I would like to introduce the platform guests who will stand as they are identified. Please hold your applause until everyone has been introduced. First, Board of Trustee Chairman, Mr. Kim Leonard, and Board Member, Mr. Jim Piles. Members of the administration include Vice President of Advancement and Community Relations, Executive Director of the ACM Foundation, Mr. David Jones. You will also hear from our student speakers this morning. Heidi Zembauer will be introduced by Brendan Hoover, Associate Professor and Director of the Criminal Justice and Legal Studies Program. Steve Rush will be introduced by Ray Hunt, Instructor and Director of Automotive Technology. Our music for this morning's celebration is provided by the West Virginia Brass Quintet. Thank you, members of the quintet, for sharing your gifts and talents. At this time, I would ask for the faculty and staff of Allegany College of Maryland to stand and be recognized. Graduates, I know that you will agree without the dedication and commitment of these individuals who have aided you on your educational journey, you would not be here today. So join me, graduates, in thanking our outstanding faculty and staff. Thank you. Those of you in the audience who are here to support the graduates and honor the accomplishments, you also deserve our gratitude. Parents, grandparents, spouses, children, friends, and other family members. Your support of these graduates has truly helped in the achievement of their goals. So today, as we honor the graduates, we also honor you and thank you. So graduates, please join me in thanking all of your loved ones who have helped to make it possible for you to walk across the stage today. As you can imagine, there's much work that goes into this ceremony, and I would like to thank those who helped make the ceremony possible. The Commencement Committee plans the graduation ceremony and ensures that it is a celebration for all of you to remember. To this committee, I offer all of you my sincere gratitude, and to our faculty and staff volunteers for helping today. I would also like to recognize our Grand Marshal, Professor Donna Brunelli, and our Assistant Grand Marshal, Instructor Mr. Ray Hunt. Professor Jen Gallion and Assistant Professor Deborah Frank, who will serve as our readers for this morning's ceremony. At ACM, commencement is an exciting time when everyone in the college community works together to support this very special celebration. So special thanks to the staff in admissions and registration, financial aid, advancement, instructional and student affairs, physical plant, media services, and computer services, and so on and so on. Thank you all for your support. It is now my privilege to introduce Mr. Kim Leonard, Chair of the Board of Trustees of Allegany College of Maryland.
Good morning. It's really good to see everyone. I mean, see everyone. It really is. It's a pleasure to be here tonight, here today. I'm still in COVID time, so whatever. On behalf of Allegany College of Maryland, certainly our board congratulates you on your graduation, and we are really, really very proud of you. You can be very proud of these accomplishments. It's time now to put everything into practice that you've learned from these great instructors that are sitting, and I'm looking at them right now. So let's thank them again. Those of you who are my age out there all remember George Carlin, who was a satirist and a comedian and died some years ago. But he was a really bright guy and had a lot of interesting thoughts, and I thought I'd share some of those with you today. George Carlin once said, "I've learned no matter what happens, life does go on." And I think we can all agree with that. I've learned that you can tell a lot about a person by the way he or she handles your luggage or that could be lost, and certainly a rainy day. I've learned that making a living is not the same thing as making a life, and I think we can all relate to that as well. He also continues on by saying, "I've learned that life usually gives you a second chance. In many cases, it gives you not only second chances, but third and fourth chances. I've learned that you should not go through life," George says, "with catcher's mitt on both hands. It's always good to throw a little back every now and then. I've learned that whenever I decide something with an open heart, that Dr. Bambara just referred to, I usually make the right decision. And that's true for all of us. I've learned that even when I have pains, I don't have to be one. And my wife agrees with that one. I've learned that I still have a lot to learn. And I think that's in a nutshell, what I kind of have led my life with. And I think all of us need to take this day and think a little bit about who we are, and what we're going to do with our lives. You folks are about to enter into a world that maybe scares you, but you shouldn't be. You should be really excited about this day. Congratulations.
Good morning. Congratulations, graduates. I'm Brandon Hoover. I'm the Director of Criminal Justice and Legal Studies, and today I have the honor of introducing our first graduation speaker, Heidi Zembauer. Heidi, come on up. Heidi will be graduating today with a legal studies degree. She joined our program in fall of 2020, and what an awesome student she is, came out very quickly. Heidi worked full-time. She took one of my classes in her car during her lunch break, but never missed a Zoom session. So something good came of COVID. Perhaps it was classes in the car on Zoom. In addition to working full-time, Heidi is a mother to 2 daughters, Olivia and Raylan, who are here with us today to celebrate with their mom. Before this month is over, Heidi's going to begin a career at the Allegany County Register of Wills office, where she's going to put her degree to use. Heidi's going to share her story with you today, and it's quite a story. I hope you can find inspiration in it. Please join me in welcoming Heidi Zambauer.
Today is graduation day, a sentence I never thought I would say, and here I am, standing before all of you, a place I truly never imagined I would be. High school was a struggle for me in multiple ways. I was eventually removed from the public school scene and homeschooled. Passing the GED test is the best I thought I would ever do for myself. After that, my focus started shifting to starting a family, because I honestly never thought college was even an option for me. Even watching my sister attend the same school, also later in life, I just never thought it was something I was capable of. In 2008, a car accident nearly took my life and did severely limit my ability to retain short-term information. I have no memory of what happened that day. After being life-flighted to the hospital and spending many days in the ICU, I was released with the news that I may never remember what happened, and that I could struggle with short-term memory loss for the rest of my life. Most days, I struggled just to remember to go to a doctor's appointment or where I last put my purse. A few years after the accident, as a single mother of 2 beautiful daughters, I started tossing around the idea of attending ACM to try to earn a degree. I wanted to be an example to my daughters that it's never too late to achieve your dreams. However, I was met with some doubt and apprehension and heard comments like, "Are you sure that's a good idea? What if you can't do it?" Friends and family were concerned with the issues I had retaining short-term memories, and that this would make it impossible to achieve my goal. So I also began to doubt myself. Surely a 30-something mother of 2, working 2 jobs, barely staying afloat, isn't made for the college scene. One day I was sitting at the Bedford County Courthouse where I worked as a deputy register of wills, which I loved, that job, but I made barely enough to survive. I decided that this isn't all there is, and I got online and I applied to ACM and I prayed for the best. 2 years ago, I entered into the legal studies program here at ACM, and I've spent the last 2 years training myself to retain information and studying harder than I ever have. These have been 2 of the most challenging years of my life. As a full-time working mom attempting to earn a degree, I've spent many nights in tears until the wee hours of the morning to complete an assignment after working all day. I could have never made it to this point if it weren't for the professors of this college helping me along the way in every way possible, especially my advisor, Brandon Hoover, who went above and beyond the call of duty to make sure I succeeded. I encourage all of you to never give up on your dreams, because I am proof that despite all odds, anything is possible. Today, the tears, the hours, the relentless effort we put in, as well as the exhaustion we have all felt, become worth it. I finally get to walk across the stage with my classmates for the first time in my life and receive a diploma. Today I graduate, and all the doubts that I felt are gone. So in closing, I want you to remember the words of Michael Phelps. There will be obstacles, there will be doubters, there will be mistakes, but with hard work, there are no limits. Thank you.
Hi, everybody. Cheer up. This is what is winging it for sure. I had a 30-minute speech prepared to introduce Mr. Steve Resch. Instead of stealing his thunder, I'm just going to say a few things. I got here 15 years ago. He had already been here almost that long. Steve has been associated with this institution 32 years. He retired as head of the forestry department. Before his retirement, he came to me and he said, you know, when I retire, I think I'm going to come to Auto Tech. And I thought, oh, what class do you want to take? No, I want to take the degree program. And I'm like, oh boy, I get to teach one of my colleagues. You want to talk about pins and needles? So, without getting deep into this, I just want to say that I'm very, very proud to be Steve's colleague. I am extremely proud for him to graduate from this program, and I'm even more proud to call him a friend. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Steve Resch.
I very much appreciate the opportunity to speak before you this morning. There's some people I think I would like to thank, and I'll begin with these guys right here. Alex and Hemi and Andrew and Lee and Sam and Jason's not here. Justin's not here, but I'd like to thank him too. You know, when I first decided to go into the Auto Tech program, I didn't have the typical freshman fears. I knew where my building was. I knew who my teachers were. I wasn't afraid of studying textbooks and taking tests. What I was afraid of, though, was walking into class the first day and having these young guys look at me and say, I don't want to work with that weird guy, old guy. And, that never happened, and I really appreciate it. They treated me like a student. They helped me, and I hope I helped you guys somewhat too. So thank you. Next, I do have to thank Ray Hunt and Matt McKenzie, the faculty members in the program. The amount of knowledge they've given me in the last 3 years is just phenomenal, and I couldn't be happier that I made the decision to go into that program. They go above and beyond what they need to do to give their students information, to keep their curriculum current, and to keep their facilities up to date. And it's just phenomenal, and I really appreciate that. So thank you. I think this faculty is very, very lucky indeed to have you guys as members of the faculty. So thank you. I think I could probably say the same thing of the entire faculty, staff, and administration of this institution. Every one of you does so much more than what's called for in your job description. It's just phenomenal what you do for your students in the classroom and outside the classroom. The best decision I ever made was to become a part of this faculty 32 years ago, 35 now. And I cherish every moment of it as in the forestry department with the forestry students. But if everybody knew what I know about the staff of this college, there would never be any derogatory remarks about a community college education. So I really appreciate that. Finally, I'd like to thank my family. Whenever somebody decides to go back to college, this family makes sacrifices, and certainly my family's no exception. But I think what makes my family kind of special is that every one of them have given up something for every other member of the family. By that I mean every one of us is now a graduate of Allegany College of Maryland. It started with my wife, Kathy. She graduated from the dental hygiene program in 1991. Then my son, Edward, graduated with a political science degree in 2000. My son, Vincent, graduated from the culinary arts program in 2005. And finally, my daughter, Maggie, graduated with a biology degree in 2008. They've all had very successful careers. They've all done wonderful, and they have their roots right here at this school. And I certainly appreciate them, and I appreciate you. Okay. So, I would like to kind of teach a lesson today. I as a college professor for 42 years, and it's hard for me not to get in front of a group of people and and teach, so I'm just going to go ahead and do it. Bear with me, there might be a test. Okay. When I first began the Auto Tech program, one of the very first things we started to do was look at the various electrical circuits in the automobile. You know, trying to diagnose if they were working correctly and fixing them if they weren't. And that usually meant that we had to learn to apply Ohm's law. Now, Ohm's law very specifically states that if you want to move 1 amp of current through a circuit, you need 1 volt of potential for every ohm of resistance. So 1 volt of potential moves 1 amp of current through 1 ohm of resistance. Did I get that right, guys? Okay. And of course, you need a source of that voltage and that current, and that's your car battery. Every test that we ever ran began by making sure our batteries were fully charged. And as I look out at you guys today, it's easy to see that your batteries are indeed fully charged. You're right there, 12.6 volts, right, guys? 12.6 volts, and you're ready to go. But just like a battery will lose its charge if it's not recharged, you are going to need to recharge your battery along the way too. And that might take the form of, joining a professional organization, or taking workshops, or reading professional journals, or going to a CE class. You have to keep your batteries fully charged. Next, we have to move that current through what we call the insulated side of the circuit, which means that the wires have insulation on to direct the current to where you want them to do their work. Now, usually it takes very little voltage to move the current through the insulated side, maybe 1/10, maybe 2/10 of a volt, and unless there's a problem. And that problem could mean that extra resistance builds up in that side of the circuit, and you have to have more voltage, maybe 1 or 2 volts, to force that current through that side of the circuit. It's normal for me to think about corrosion, and that's what usually causes the increase in the resistance of that side of the circuit, excess corrosion. Now, in our lives, we certainly all have corrosion. We, shortly after starting in the program, my dad died. A year and a half later, my mom died. So, you talk about corrosion, I had plenty of it. Sometimes it made it hard for my circuit to work. We all went through COVID. You talk about corrosion. My God, there were times when we couldn't even get to school because, the circuits were running that poorly. So I do think it's important that we keep our circuits free of corrosion. Next, we get to the load, the reason for the circuit, what we want to operate, that motor or that light. And, we're kind of lucky because most of us have chosen our loads already in life. We know we want to manage the forest, or we want to fix the cars, or we want to prepare the food, or we want to protect and serve the public. And so that helps us to focus our circuit's workload, and that's very good. What you have to remember, though, is every circuit in the car is important. And if one of our law enforcement loads pulls us over in the middle of the night and asks us for our owner's card, we may think that little lamp inside the glove box is the most important circuit in the whole vehicle at that point. So keep your circuits running well. We're not done yet, though, because we have to return that current back to the battery, back to where it started from. And we do that through the ground side of the circuit. And we can analyze that. What's interesting to me is that many circuit engineers put a switch on the ground side of the circuit to operate it when it needs operation and shut it off when it doesn't. And for me, that switch is my wife. Yeah, even after 46 years of marriage, she still turns me on and off. And it's important that she helps me balance that work-living relationship that is so critical to us. So, know where your on-off switch is, and you won't be sad. Finally, we have to get that current back to the battery, or else we don't have a complete circuit and nothing will work. For me, Allegany College is always going to be a part of that home. And I hope that it's part of your home too. So in review, make sure you keep your battery charged, keep the corrosion out of your circuit, know what your load is and never know when the load might be the most important one in the whole vehicle. Get your switch in order and always return home. So with that, I say thank you, congratulations, and let's graduate, all right?
Madam Grand Marshal, do the faculty of Allegany College of Maryland approve of the following students, acknowledge that they have been extensively examined and are thoroughly recommended for graduation? Yes. Mr. Leonard, all faculty and staff are in agreement with the proclamation of the Grand Marshal. The candidates who are being presented to you at this commencement have been duly enrolled, extensively examined, and are thoroughly recommended by the faculty as having completed the requirements for the associate degree, the certificate, or letter of recognition as appropriate from Allegany College of Maryland. I, as president of Allegany College of Maryland, therefore certify that the candidates are entitled to receive the same and take immense pride in presenting them to you.
Thank you, Dr. Bambera. By the authority vested in the Board of Trustees by the State of Maryland, the following students have been duly examined and recommended by the faculty and certified by the President as having met the requirements for graduation, are hereby granted the associate's degree or certificate as appropriate, and are entitled to all the rights and privileges thereto appertaining.
Before formally presenting the graduates in recognition of their academic achievements, we would like to acknowledge students graduating with the following honors. Please stand and be recognized as I call your category. As students are announced, those graduating from Allegany College of Maryland Honors Program will be noted. Phi Theta Kappa, Honor Society for Community Colleges. Psi Beta, Honor Society for Psychology. Phi Beta Lambda, Honor Society for Future Business Leaders of America. Alpha Delta Nu, Honor Society for 2-year associate's degree in nursing. Those graduating who are receiving special awards, the Focus on Women Award recipients, the Focus on Men Award recipients, Trio Pathways for Success graduates, those who have served in the military, aspiring young mentors, male mentors of color, students wearing a blue and green tassel signifying the fulfillment of their commitment to complete pledge to Phi Theta Kappa, and those graduating as cum laude, magna cum laude, and summa cum laude will also be recognized. Let's give them a round of applause. Cum laude is Latin for with honors and is based upon a student's grade point average. Magna cum laude is with high honors, and summa cum laude is with highest honors. Let's give those folks a round of applause. Congratulations that your hard work and diligence has earned you these academic achievements at Allegany College of Maryland. So graduates this morning will be receiving an associate's degree or certificate. As the instructional programs are announced, graduates, please come forward. Family and friends, please hold your applause until the graduates receive their diploma or certificate for each curriculum area. The following graduates are receiving the Associate of Applied Science in Applied Technical Studies, Automotive Technology.
Jessica Lane Kimball, Associate of Applied Science, Applied Technical Studies, cum laude. Michelle Joy Kimball, Associate of Applied Science, Applied Technical Studies, Pathways Trio. Wilhelm C. Helfrich, II, Associate of Applied Science, Automotive Technology, Certificate, Automotive Technology, cum laude. Stephen Resch, Associate of Applied Science, Automotive Technology, summa cum laude. Andrew Bailey Kimball, Associate of Applied Science, Automotive Technology, Phi Theta Kappa, magna cum laude. Hemi Miller, Associate of Applied Science, Automotive Technology. Alexander Murphy, Associate of Applied Science, Automotive Technology. Samuel Redd, Associate of Applied Science, Automotive Technology, Phi Theta Kappa, magna cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science degree in Business Management.
Hannah Page Smith, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management. Logan Joseph Wetzel, Associate of Applied Science, Business Management, magna cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Computer Technology.
Richard Lewis, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Technology, Cybersecurity. Zachary Miller, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Technology, Cybersecurity and Technical Support, magna cum laude. Noah T. Peterson, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Technology, Programming and Web Development, summa cum laude. Ethan Pusey, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Technology, Cybersecurity, Phi Theta Kappa, summa cum laude. Jacob Michael Wilson, Associate of Applied Science, Computer Technology, Cybersecurity, magna cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Criminal Justice.
Kaylee Nicole Holler, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice. Mike Spatero, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Criminal Justice. Jacob F. Wagner, Associate of Applied Science, Criminal Justice, Phi Theta Kappa, Letter of Recognition, magna cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Culinary Arts.
Antonio Matthews, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts, Certificate, Catering and Event Management. Chloe Grace Puffenberger, Associate of Applied Science, Culinary Arts, Certificate, Cooking Essentials, Certificate, Baking Essentials, Phi Theta Kappa, summa cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Forest Technology.
Daniel John Hickel, Associate of Applied Science, Forest Technology, Phi Theta Kappa, magna cum laude. Dylan Michael Lang, Associate of Applied Science, Forest Technology. Tristan M. Sharon, Associate of Applied Science, Forest Technology.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Hospitality Management.
Wyatt Yoakum, Associate of Applied Science, Hospitality Management, Hotel and Restaurant Management, magna cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Legal Studies.
Heidi R. Zembauer, Associate of Applied Science, Legal Studies, Certificate, Legal Studies, Phi Theta Kappa, summa cum laude. Kirsten Park, Associate of Applied Science, Legal Studies, Certificate, Legal Studies, Phi Theta Kappa, summa cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Applied Science in Multimedia Technology.
Daniel Timothy Foster, Associate of Applied Science, Multimedia Technology, Letter of Recognition. Sophie Faye Snyder, Associate of Applied Science, Multimedia Technology, Letter of Recognition. Bianca Marie Wingard, Associate of Applied Science, Multimedia Technology, cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Arts degree.
Bradley William Van Horn, Associate of Arts, Arts and Sciences, Art.
following graduates are receiving an Associate of Science degree.
Amber Ray Betts, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Psychology and Sociology, cum laude. Romello Davis, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Sociology. Paige Marie Dugan, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Exercise Science and Health Physical Education, magna cum laude. Jabul Hardman, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Exercise Science and Health Physical Education. Desmond Johnson, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Business Accounting. Lily Marie Johnson, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Psychology, Phi Theta Kappa, Honors, summa cum laude. Alexis Michelle Castell, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Psychology, and Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Sociology. Letter of Recognition, cum laude. Faith Hope Myers, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Psychology and Sociology. Christian Scott Welch, Associate of Science, Arts and Sciences, Criminal Justice, cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving the Associate of Arts and Science degree in Business Administration.
Carrie Lane Twig, Associate of Science, Business Administration, summa cum laude. Stephen Ukitieti, Associate of Science, Business Administration.
The following graduates are receiving the Associate of Arts and Sciences in Computer Science. The following graduates are receiving the Associate of Arts and Sciences in General Studies.
Mustafa Aknan, Associate of Science, Computer Science, Secure Computing and Information Systems, Letter of Recognition, magna cum laude. Abigail Aguila, Associate of Science, General Studies. Shayla Chichester, Associate of Science, General Studies. Lexi Marie Friend, Associate of Science, General Studies, Phi Theta Kappa. Emily Rose Keller, Associate of Science, General Studies, summa cum laude. Kelly Dressman, Associate of Science, General Studies. Madison Kirkpatrick, Associate of Science, General Studies, cum laude. Jaslyn Angel Sky Logue, Associate of Science, General Studies, Phi Theta Kappa, Honors, magna cum laude. Alexa Moore, Associate of Science, General Studies, cum laude. Alexandria Moran, Associate of Science, General Studies, Certificate Business, Marketing, and Sales, Letter of Recognition. Leighton Hadley Sagal, Associate of Science, General Studies, Letter of Recognition, magna cum laude. Madison Turner, Associate of Science, General Studies. Isa N. Wright, Associate of Science, General Studies, Phi Theta Kappa, magna cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving an Associate of Science degree in Teacher Education.
McKenna Hope Bowman, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Elementary and Secondary, Associate of Science, General Studies, Phi Theta Kappa, cum laude. Devin Faith Cowden, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Early Childhood, Associate of Science, General Studies. Riley Page Easton, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Elementary and Secondary, Associate of Science, General Studies, magna cum laude. Gwendolyn Gertler, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Early Childhood and Secondary, Associate of Science, General Studies, magna cum laude. Ryan Matthew Hagelin, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Secondary, Associate of Science, General Studies, cum laude. Cora Lynn Kiefer, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Early Childhood and Secondary, Associate of Science, General Studies, magna cum laude. Kyla Brianne Smith, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Early Childhood and Secondary, Associate of Science, General Studies. Grace Marie Twig, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Early Childhood and Secondary, Associate of Science, General Studies, cum laude.
The following graduates are receiving certificates in automotive technology, baking essentials, business marketing and sales, cybersecurity, event management, general studies, legal studies.
Diamond Robert, Certificate, Baking Essentials. Peyton Elaine Wolf, Certificate, Business Marketing and Sales, magna cum laude. Joshua Rothy, Certificate, Cybersecurity, summa cum laude. Samantha Noel Donaldson, Certificate, Catering and Event Management.
I'd like to now invite the graduates from the class of 2020 and 2021 who are attending their first in-person post-COVID, hopefully post-COVID graduation ceremony. So please come forward.
certificate, phlebotomy laboratory assistant, magna cum laude. Thaddeus Dermer, Associate of Science, Business Administration. My daughter, Madeline Louise Frank, Associate of Science, Teacher Education, Early Childhood, Associate of Science, General Studies, Associate of Science, Human Services, summa cum laude, Phi Theta Kappa. Elizabeth McGuire, Associate of Science, General Studies, Associate of Applied Science, Applied Technical Studies, Certificate, General Studies. Sophia Spittle, Associate of Applied Science, Forest Technology, Phi Theta Kappa. Catherine McGuire, Applied Technical Studies.
Graduates, please stand. As a long-celebrated academic tradition, a student who has not yet received their degree wears their tassel on the right side of the mortarboard. Today, to signify your academic accomplishments and to symbolize your successful transition from candidate to Allegany College of Maryland graduate, you may now move your tassel from right to left. To read this next part, but guests in attendance, please join me in proudly recognizing and congratulating your graduate from the Spring 22 class. Let today serve as a beginning and not an ending. From this day forward, no matter where your path takes you, you will forever be an Allegany College of Maryland Trojan. This concludes the Allegany College of Maryland Spring 2022 commencement ceremony. We ask that our guests in the audience please remain seated during the recessional as the stage party, the faculty, and the graduates exit the building. This has definitely been another unprecedented year. Please continue to be safe, please be kind, and please take care of each other. Thank you.